Philip, what does the Mormon Trail mean to you coming through this area?
Well, it means to me is the Mormons founded Genoa in 1857. So it's real important to our community that when we heard about the 150th year of celebration of the Mormon Trail Wagon Train, that we do something to build on that heritage. So we put this thing together, and happy that they all came.
What particular struggles did the early pioneers go through in this particular area?
Well, I think in this particular area, the early pioneers, when they came through here, it's early in the year. They struggled with wet conditions, and the prairies are wet. They had the streams to cross. And in the early years, I don't think there was ferries across the river. The rivers had quicksand in them, and they had quite a struggle getting across the rivers. And finally, they did build a ferry to get across the river to speed things up a little bit.
What was the situation with the Indians at the time?
The Mormons settled here in 1857, and when they settled here, they assumed it was open territory, but the government made Nance County an Indian reservation. And it just so happened they were about a mile inside of the Indian reservation, and they had an agreement with the Pawnees that it was okay for them to stay here. But the Indian agent at the time was anti-Mormon, and he got the Indians pretty well stirred up, and they drove the Mormons off. So they were only here for 2 years.
What was now the settlers went through in 1847 to begin with. Was there any particular relationship with the Indians that they had at that time?
I think in 1847 the relationship with the Indians was real good.
Which Indian tribes were around in this area?
The Pawnee were the friendly Indians in this particular area. The Sioux were to the north, and the Sioux came in and raided on the Pawnees quite a bit. So the Sioux were kind of the more militant group. Cut that.
Did the Omahas have anything going with the Sioux at the time?
The Omahas were, I think, down closer to Omaha, and they had an agreement with the Sioux, I believe, to settle in that area because they came from further east.
Was there warfare between the Sioux and the Omaha at about this time?
I don't, not that I'm aware of.
What was the relationship between, were the Pawnee kind of the ones that got kicked on?
Yes, the Pawnee, the Sioux were the enemies of the Pawnee. And the Pawnee were kind of a farming type people, pretty friendly people, and the Sioux were more of militant type people. Well, militant's the word. Cut that.
It keeps coming out, huh? What has the effect of this trail had any impact upon Genoa nowadays at all?
I think the impact has been really realized in the last year. We've been really made aware of it. We found the original ruts south of town of the 1847 trail, and we've really been made aware of it and want to build on the history of it. And
what is the symbolism to you of this trail going across the wilderness here?
Well, I think it's pretty important. The symbolism is it showed that the pioneers were very determined people, and they had to be very hardy people to cross the country the way they did. In the reenactment, they're doing some of it the same way, and I have great admiration. Cut. I admire them very well for what they did and accomplished.
Okay. You got any other question, Mike? Anything else we need to cover on that?